Police officer charged with second-degree murder in the shooting death of Patrick Lyoya has now posted bond and has been released from the Calhoun County Jail this afternoon. A Kent County judge set Schurr's bond at $100,000 with special conditions.
Now, Officer Schurr, who is currently suspended without pay, appeared virtually for his first court hearing this afternoon, and he pleaded not guilty. Officer Christopher Schurr is seen on video shooting and killing Lyoya during a traffic stop on April 4th. And News Channel 3's Mike Kravzik was in the courtroom today and joins us in studio to explain how Schurr supporters and protesters actually clashed in the courtroom.
That's right, Andy and Tricia, and tensions were high as people protesting Patrick Lyoya's killing shouted at Schurr supporters outside of the courtroom. We tried to talk to several of Schurr supporters, but nobody wanted to speak about why they were there. Meanwhile, Schurr's legal team says it plans to argue the 31-year-old officer, now on leave, acted in self-defense.
Murder was happening in the streets of Grand Rapids.
Protesters swarming outside a Kent County courtroom this afternoon.
Justice for Patrick.
As inside, dozens of supporters, including Christopher Schurr's parents, all packing the courtroom for Schurr's formal arraignment.
April 4, 2022, that you did with the intent to kill.
The 31-year-old officer facing a second-degree murder charge and the death of 26-year-old Patrick Lyoya.
Defense submits that Officer Schurr on this charge was justified.
In Lyoya's final moments caught on camera, Schurr is seen on video shooting the 26-year-old once in the head, following a struggle over the officer's taser. According to the arrest warrant filed by Michigan State Police, Lyoya had full control of the taser. Schurr demands he drops it before pulling the firearm from his holster. In a written statement outlined in court documents, Schurr confirms he pulled his gun. Defense attorneys claim Schurr was placed in fear of great bodily harm or death. Lyoya's family has called the shooting an execution. Do you want to make a statement?
No, thank you.
Schurr's parents not speaking as they leave court, walking past a sea of protesters. One woman responds to a protester by calling Schurr a hero.
Schurr's a hero, you said?
But she wouldn't say it on camera for us.
Does anyone want to say anything just about Officer Schurr in support? Want to say anything in support of Officer Schurr?
Apparent silence from Schurr's supporters, including dozens of Grand Rapids police officers. Meanwhile, back in court, a judge granting a $100,000 cash bond for Schurr.
The defendant has no criminal history to speak of.
You believe out of your mouth that when you drive drunk, you can be shot in the back of the head.
Supporters of police officers and those who protest against them.
You started talking to me.
Still don't see eye to eye.
This is where we're at. How can we have a discussion? How can we have a political discussion when this is what we get?
As you can see, tension in the community still high more than 2 months after Patrick Lyoya's killing. Schurr is due back in court in a couple of weeks. If convicted on that second-degree murder charge, he could face up to life in prison, but with the possibility of parole.
Surprised, thankful, but still seeking justice. Patrick Lyoya's father remaining stoic even after learning the man who killed his son is in jail tonight.
Yeah, he shares his other emotions with News Channel 3's Chris Yu tonight.
My heart was really broken during these 2 months.
Inside the downtown Detroit office of attorney Van Johnson, Patrick Lyoya's father, Peter, shared his reactions after learning Officer Christopher Schurr is charged with second-degree murder.
That brings a little bit of consolation to our family.
After the news conference, we asked him if he was surprised by the prosecutor's decision.
I was not expecting that. Because it has took a long time. And I did hope that there's nothing good will come from it. But what he showed today
imekuwa sawa. Kwanza imenipa uzito kidogo.
It gave me a little bit hope and strength.
Peter Lyoya says although charging Schurr brings his family some comfort, more needs to be done.
For me to have peace in my soul and my spirit, it's just when I see him, he's going to be fired and serving time for the crime that he has committed.
Johnson, who represents the Lyoya family along with Ben Crump, says waiting for today's decision was difficult.
To the family, this felt like an eternity when their son, their brother, is killed It feels like everything's too slow. However, we acknowledge that Mr. Becker got there today. And so for us, the focus really is not what was, but what is.
Johnson tells me he and Crump are preparing a civil lawsuit against the city of Grand Rapids and against Schurr. He expects that civil lawsuit to be filed within 30 to 90 days.